Hello, everyone. It's Kim from K&RP here. This, I'm on day 2 of trying to bust my scrap stash. I didn't get very far with it yesterday, but that's okay. Every little bit reduces the scraps. I'd like to welcome everybody to my channel. Thanks for coming and watching. Today in southeastern Manitoba, it is 1 degree Celsius, which means it is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It is cloudy, and we're expecting rain, snow shower kind of things. So it's not the most pleasant of days out there, but at least there is no wind. So yesterday, I had started working on a bin of construction paper. Hi, and welcome. So I'm just saying that I'm not going to bother doing my leaves. I'm just going to leave them like this, and I will decorate them when I put them down. I did finish off the little flowers that I had cut out of the brayer off, and then I wobble cut the circles, and I just kind of left them with the black markings on them yesterday. So I've now got 8 of those little flowers ready to be put down. I did use a little bit of white pencil on them as well. And then I was doing those tall, narrow ones. I don't even know what the heck kind of flower it would be, but they're interesting when they're on a page. So those were out of the blue side of the brayer off. And I just hand cut, folded the paper, cut them out, did them, made them kind of look like little cups or vessel kind of things. But once I get some leaves around them, they are really cute in that shape. So the rest of the piece of that brayer off, I decided to cut hearts out of them. For some reason, I thought I was really, really low on my heart backgrounds. And there was a lot of blue in these. So as far as I'm concerned, these little hearts are stunning, and I can use them with so many different things. But when I went to put them in my bin of heart backgrounds, which is up on a shelf, and basically this is what I see: heart backgrounds. I pull it down and I go, oh my goodness, you have a lot of hearts you have to decorate. So I'm not so sure how much farther ahead I am by getting the heart backgrounds and stuff cut. Granted, I've got them. Once they're decorated, I put them in my decorated bin so I can just grab and go. But for now, it's like, oh, I'm just creating more things to do. So today, I had planned on dealing with this crazy bin. These are the ones that I pour muck water over. I've spritzed with my homemade alcohol inks. I kind of stamped down on them with, stamps. They're just interesting bits of paper. But from a distance, they look like just interesting bits of paper. But when you pull one close up, let me grab this one. When you pull it close up, it's got the browns, it's got the blues, it's got the greens. It's just a real yummy piece of collage fodder. So these kinds of strips, I like to weave. I like to use them as an edging on a card, like for a border. But today I think I'm going to show you the way Louise Hensel used hers when they were like this, because it's a mass make. It produces wonderful little things, and it's pretty quick. So she did it on just, some brown paper. So I'm just going to use this page that I had on my desk that I was using to clean. Hey, Mariah. I'm just going over how I'm going to use these muck bits for collage fodder or tucks for journals, whatever. Utensil. Okay. She is incredible. I love watching her. She's always got something strange and fun. Did you see the last one she just posted where she took the journal she made and she hammered it? Absolutely stunning. I don't think I would have the guts to hammer something that I had worked on. She says you need to be brave. I don't know I'm that brave. But again, back to the muck water papers, so much fun. So I want to make little clusters, and they're kind of like no brain clusters. I'm going to do it on this brown piece of paper because it's got some wonderful marks and backgrounds on it as it is. So basically, she just took one of the pieces of paper, made it into sections, and glued them down randomly on her paper. I will use the glue stick today because it will be faster and cleaner. I just need to see where on this mess it is. Okay, I do not see my glue stick. Goodness, I will grab another one because I have a box of these silly things. Okay, so then she just took the glue stick or whatever, kind of looked at the paper, decided which side she liked better, and glued it down. Just random. Just absolutely random. No rhyme or reason. She left space between so that she could build a really nice little cluster. Oh, very cool. I think she's an incredible lady. The other lady I've been watching lately too is Seven Plaza. Mariah, did you want Goonie Bird body parts too? Like when I do the the ladies were saying do almost like a coloring book thing with my Goonie Bird body parts, and Seven Plaza is spelled out. She is from the Netherlands. She's only been online for a year, I believe she said. This piece that I'm ripping now has some of that blue spray that I did. The faux alcohol ink. I was just thinking if I sent them to you, Izzy would probably have a blast making some. And you know my Goonie Birds that I'm talking about, right? Like the ones I was showing yesterday. Yeah, I'm just good. They were suggesting that I just do like the outlines and then people could do with them what they will. Awesome. Then I will definitely, and I'm just sending them through Messenger or whatever. So I think I've only got P's Messenger address because her and I swapped something at one time. So this is a piece of Brer Off again that I had just on a hunk of paper, kind of stamped on the back. I'm just going to rip it into some pieces and add it randomly to these squares, these bits that I'm doing. The last time I did it, I did edge some of the pieces with black marker, and it was pretty stunning. I might do that again. They don't all have to be edged. Guess you need to put glue on it first before you can stick it down, right? But again, like the last time I did this, the last 2 times I've done this, I have found that these wonderful little bits that you get from it are so versatile. Like I slow stitched on some, and so anyway, once these are down, you've got a multitude of things. I'm going to add some of, after the stream on Friday, I used my muck water and dyed some of my copy paper that's just kicking around. So I'm going to use some of this on here as well. I think I'm going to go for this piece right down the middle. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. If anybody is OCD, look away. That's okay. Doesn't matter what kind of shape they're in either. You know, you're just doing... You know what? I have emptied my shredder and woven the pieces. Have you done paper weaving? I'll take some pieces and I'll put this aside and just show you. I love paper weaving. And again, it adds just something totally different to a card or a page, or especially if you put a highlight kind of thing on top of it. Oh, did I want that side? Yep. So again, when I did this the last couple of times, I have to say, you know, I would just grab the bin of parts and I would go and sit in the greenhouse. It was 32 degrees, my greenhouse, when we finished off yesterday. I like weaving. I've wanted a floor loom forever. That's one toy I don't have. That and a spinning wheel. But it's not for lack of whining. At first, we didn't have room when the kids were home, and now it's like, I really don't need another hobby. Really, I don't. So, like when you do other clusters, I don't like giving them more than 5 layers because of the thickness that it takes up in your journals. I also use these on my thank you tags. I make thank you tags, and whenever I go out for lunch, supper, or whatever, I always leave a tag along with the tip, you know, saying thank you, you're doing a great job, just to give them an extra bit of a smile. Okay, so then, like I say, I would do it so that there's 5 layers. I'll use some music paper on this and some book page as well. But that's exactly what I'm going to do with this entire bin of stuff that I mucked with. Okay, I'm going to put that right beside the paint. I know where it is. And show you again what they look like when they're done. So after they're done, you can add some doodling, stamping, whatever you like. I used some gold marker on top of that one just to give it a little bit of... Jan, hey, hon. How are you today? Didn't I send some home with you? Sorry, people, this is my sister-in-law, Jan. Jan, this is Anne and Mariah. Could have sworn I sent some home with you last time you were here. You know, again, you can use stamps and make them different. this one, you get the edging when you rip out from different. So anything's fair game for these clusters. And then these ones, I added some bits of thread to. I didn't sew. I just tucked them under for interest. So that's what I will do with this. Oh, I did. You know what, Anne? I carry them with me. I've given them to my dentist assistants. I've given them to receptionists at places. I've given them to, a friend and I had gone out for lunch and we were at a mall and the cleaning lady was there. I gave one to the cleaning lady. Just the look on their face is, I can't even describe it. It just makes them have a better day, I think. And I mean, that's the thing, right? That you just do that. I brought my little peeps down but I did find a couple of the kittens as well, but I don't have faces on these. So these are the little crocheted kittens I make. They're just a nice little handful. And then I paint the eyes and the nose on, and then I use some crochet cotton for whiskers. So I had to show you those because we were talking about them yesterday when I was talking about the bazillion things that I was doing for the museum and stuff. Okay, woven paper. Let's just quickly grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and I don't know where I saw them originally, but of course I've crocheted forever, so I figured, well, I could do that again, right? So hers was done in various pieces. You had to sew on the ears and the tail and the legs, and I don't do that if I can help it. So those kittens are actually crocheted in one solid piece. Because I also don't like weaving in ends. I have an Afghan I made before my husband and I were married. So that's a few years ago, because we've been married for 44 this year. And I still have the ends to weave in on that. So I cheat by taping down the bottom layer. And I like having the wrong side up. Guess with these, it really, really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to tape those down. I thought you got the hang of it pretty fast, Jan. But I mean, I have been crocheting since I was 9. So again, I am just taping those down so that it's easier to weave these. See, you need to come back. You need to come back. But I know you won't because you got a grandbaby now. So just regular weaving, over, under, each strand opposite, right? I just love having various things to throw into journals. They have to be very off the wall. Over. So when you were weaving paper way back when, Anne, what were you using it for? Okay, I'm going to do one more, and then I'll show you how I end that. I think I want the pink side down. So I kind of leave it semi-loose. And then I take a square of just plain paper. I'll just use a piece of this and put some glue on it and glue them down. I don't need that big a piece. It's okay. Jan, this is something you can do with those little scraps that... Oh, this tape stuck good. That's okay. This didn't get glued on. That's okay. So then you have a nice little piece of paper. You can leave the ends as long as you like, of course, because there's no rules, right? No rules to this. Have fun is the main rule. Just play and have fun. So then when you've got that on a page, in a corner, like you could put other papers behind it and have it as a tuck. Oh no! You didn't dislocate it or anything, did you, Anne? Like, that's definitely not comfortable. So anyway, that's what I would do with my paper weavings. I would put flowers on it, or I would put hearts. I would just decorate it up. You know, it's a nice little background. And then with some of the leaves, you know, it would be very pretty. So you turned the air blue, I'm assuming, Anne, after banging it like that? So this is the other thing I'm going to do with these bits of paper. I'm going to make some more woven papers for just one word. Can I imagine the word? Probably. And watch this. These ones I'll still keep. I'm going to put these in the garbage. You saw it here first, Jan. Look, I threw it out. So yeah, that's this mucked up bit of junk that I have. So I'll take out some to use for the strips, for the braiding, weaving. I know, Kim threw something away. And Jan has been to my home many times. She can attest to Oh my word. In stronger words. Yeah. Jan still works part-time. So this is a nice bit of thicker paper. It's obviously some thin cardstock. That would make a nice belly band. Hi, Joni. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm playing with that bin of Jan. I took all these scraps and I poured like my muck water on them, and I spritzed them with homemade alcohol inks, and I've dribbled paint things on them, and then I did some fake stamping like with the paints and stamps. So you know what, ladies, I have to use these for belly bands. I'll put hearts on them or something. These are for weaving. Take a couple more for weaving. Yeah. I threw a scrap or 2 or 6 away. That's really, really not heard of. I did. Jan knows what my poor house looks like. There is craft stuff everywhere. Art stuff, craft stuff. Okay, so those ones I will weave. And I'm going to go back to playing with that collage one. Wherever I put it. Here it is. So I'm just tearing up these things into bits, Joni, and making the collage out of them. I've pulled out some music paper I'm going to add to the collage mixers. I do have witnesses. All right. So I've got some of that. I have another brayer off. This one's on copy paper. So I'm going to use some of this for color, like bolder color. This one, I just did some of that weaving, and with these strips, I wanted to show how I do it. Like I tape down the end. This one didn't glue in very nice. I'll just add some glue. And then before I do them kind of face down and put a piece of paper on the back, glue a piece of paper so that they stay together, supposedly. That would go over, under. So then I like throwing them as like a bit of a background, Joni, on a card or whatever. And then, have like flowers, something, that stands out. A fussy cut would be cute. Lace would be cute. I have a piece of lace. I always like the lace with the weaving for some reason. This one's a very heavy piece of lace. But, if you just have a little bit, it gives a great idea. And again, using up strips, right? Like, don't waste anything. Have some of that weird yarn. Even that would go, if you were using this as a base of a cluster, and then just did just a little something in the corner of it. Yeah, we do, Jan. We really do. Everywhere you look, there's something, right? Everywhere you look. So I think that what I will do with the blue ones is I will definitely edge them, because these are starting to kind of look washed out together. And I'm just going to use littler pieces of that. And then I will, when I'm out sitting in the greenhouse, I will doodle on some of them. I will add some metallics, do some hand stitching. But again, I have so much stuff and I'm using pieces this size. I have no idea why. Joni, are you still making the rag quilts? Can't remember if I asked you that. I did ask you, that's right, because I asked you how big a seam you used. Jan, these ladies I know from various craft groups that I'm on Facebook, and they do a lot of gel printing. If you want to see some absolutely stunning gel printing, sign up with Makers of Mixed Media, PM Artist Studio. They do such incredible stuff. And Joni and Anne and Paula, like, I just gave you a sloppy showing of how other people do it, but oh my goodness, their stuff really, really, really. Yes, Makers of Mixed Media Arts and Artists. It's a great group, very friendly, no judgment, and they've got stencils and all kinds of stuff, stamps, stencils, and you don't come away from there without more ideas. Jan and I try and get together online. Well, we're hoping to do it a couple of times a month and create together. Aside from, YouTube, we do Messenger. When you do, look, so that side's blank. When you guys use music paper, do you look to see which one has more heavy, like with the notes and stuff, and use that side up? And two, then when you do this, you can see how big they are. I don't know what size you guys go for. I like having these ones are probably, I'll grab a ruler even to measure them. They vary, of course. And I just had a ruler. About 3.5 by 3.25. And then, as I say, I go back and I do some doodling, or I do a little bit of paint stamping. I haven't gel printed on music sheets, Joni. I have not. Why haven't I done that? So today is a day of clusters. This music sheet that I am using right now is really brittle. That's why I'm using it for this, because unless it's got like 4 or 5 layers of paper behind it, it doesn't hold up. So I guess it depends on the paper, like anything else. I guess it might even be like using tissue paper, like when we print on tissue paper. One, two, three, 4, 5. Paint on it, then it's okay. That's good to know. Mind you, paint holds multitudes of things together. Did you guys see that beautiful piece? I don't even remember the lady's name who posted it. Oh no, it wasn't in Makers. It was Mixed Media Mad. You know how I do my floral cards in the layers with all the stuff? She did that with fabric. And then she put beads on it. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh, you're lucky, Joni. I've had to buy mine at the thrift stores. But that's okay. Thrift stores need money too. Well, some of them. Hey, do we know anybody that has been affected by that train derailment in Ohio? And are they okay? Oh, Jan, seriously, the stuff was absolutely, absolutely stunning. And I don't know what size it was, but it looked fairly big. Yeah, there was a train. Okay, Mariah, see you there shortly. Bye. Well, we know about train derailments because my husband follows that kind of stuff. In Ohio, a train with some really horrible toxic substances derailed. And on the chat with Becca and Dana last night, they were talking about it and saying that fish are coming up dead from the river, like starting to float. A bunch of foxes are dead. Chickens are dying. It sounds like it's just horrific. So I was just wondering if we had anybody in our crafty groups that would be affected by such. Yeah, but if they burn off the chemicals, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So you used to sew a lot, Anne? Did you do quilts and stuff? I mean, the majority of us, well, because my grandmother knit and crocheted, that's why I learned. But my mom sewed, but my mom wasn't very creative. She would follow patterns. And I never really liked sewing clothes because I had to follow the rules, otherwise it didn't fit, right? I'm one of those. Yes, yes, yes. I just still laugh because I actually failed home ec. I got honors in auto, but I failed home ec. And then I taught cooking. Really, Joni, those really funky ones with I've been wanting to do a boho purse. I see them on Pinterest all the time. Yeah, my sister is an incredible seamstress. Like she used to sew her husband's three-piece suits for work and stuff. Oh, Jan, I did it my way. I do everything my way. You know. You know me, hun. Anytime my nephew was coming for supper, he'd laugh and go, "Oh, eating at the improv again." But yeah, I failed home ec, and I blame it on them telling me what to do, and I just didn't want to. I sewed some of my kids' clothes. As I say, sewing was never my first love at all. At all. Okay, I think I need something more, guys. Ideas. Maybe I'll do some stamping on it quickly. I've got blues and greens. How about if I do some stamping with black? Yeah, see, I love doing quilts. And those denim jackets that I used to make, they were patchwork jackets. Costumes, yes, costumes were definitely fun. Definitely. I did 62 costumes for a fashion show as a fundraiser for a company that I worked for. That's when my sewing machines worked. Where is my card thing? No, my kids didn't get store-bought costumes either when they were little. So I'm just going to stamp all over this with this middle from a adding machine or whatever that is. Let's take that out. Oh yeah, that looks better. See, I was missing something. Yeah, I was doing the fundraiser because we were trying to open up a secondhand store for Envision. So I did an entire fashion show, and all the models were participants of the programs. Oh, this one's very little. I'll stamp it. I can always add more stuff. You know, I had fun because I had to buy everything at the thrift store that was already there in Steinbach. So I bought things like an old curtain, and then I turned it into like butterfly wings so that it strapped around the wrists, and then I put sequins and hot glue glitter stuff on it. It was fun. I did a parking lot. I got gray sweatpants and a gray sweatshirt, and took black felt and glued it, sewed it on, and then painted yellow stripes on it, and sewed on some Hot Wheels cars. So it was, I had parking lots and I had highways, and I had a lot of fun. An awful lot of fun. Yeah, you know, I was thinking bright color. You know me. Okay, I've got the black. I've got some wonderful black. I do have nice yellow. Yellow would be good. I'm not a big fan of red and green together, even though, you know, flowers are beautiful. I find with the red, it just reminds me of Christmas too much. Okay, I'm going to use some yellow. Oh, look, big pink booger. And what do I have to take it off with? Piece of paper it is. Come. Come out, come out. Still there. I will deal with it later. And so then with the yellow, I'm going to just do big dots because I can. Something like that, John? It is amazing what we do when we have to. It is. But a lot of those have-tos, I have to admit, I brought onto myself. Exactly, Anne. Exactly. I think they're coming together pretty cute. Don't know how well you can see that. I will hold it up. I will find a piece of paper towel. I just had a stack of it here because I'm not wearing the clothes that I normally wear down here. I could, but I shouldn't just wipe my paintbrush on my pants. Not going to do it. No. Okay. What this paper on here is for. So now I'll rip them around. Maybe I'll do some slow stitching, put a couple of sequins, some beads. Yeah, the yellow really did punch them up. Really did. And so then these can now be used with another piece of paper behind as tuck spots, clusters in the corner. I might add a bit of, since that bright yellow is so nice, hand stitching in a bright yellow. Something like that. Is there anything else anybody else would add? Can always add more bits of paper. I could add a different kind of a stamp, something heavier maybe. Nobody's. I know it's just hand sewing. I do agree with you. I really agree with you. Slow stitching. Embroidery. Yeah. Oh, how about if I took a little piece of fabric and just did like a little or lace? What have I got here? Something like this. There's the red, Jan. Buttons. I could do buttons. I would slow stitch buttons on. Do I want to do paper buttons or plastic buttons? Plastic buttons will make them a bit thicker. Yeah, I know. And now that's the phrase I use all the time, Joni. Slow stitching. Is it because some of these new people to crafts? I don't know. That's right, Jan. It confuses me too. No. No red. No red, no red, no red. I've got a little piece of yellow velvet I could put on some of them. I could actually, if I cut it small enough, I could put it on quite a few of them. That would give a bit of texture too. Oh, could be. Could be. I have, it was my mother's book. It's called The Big Book of Needlecraft, and it's like a hardcover, and it's probably 3 or 4 inches thick. Everything you want to know about hand stitching your clothes, right? So I was thinking maybe I would do a series, go through the book kind of thing. But there are so many other people. I can't say, there are so many people doing. I've only got this piece, and it's velvet. Hanging off the end would be pretty. I wonder if I've got more yellow ribbon. What do you think? Probably not. I have yellow lace. bit of yellow lace, but that again, it's a big lace. Too big? Even if I just cut like a thin strip of yellow lace and a little piece of, or a hand sewn button. Hand sewn. No, I haven't, Anne. Yeah, I have a friend that still hand stitches entire quilts. Cut the lace lengthwise. I can do that. So I will cut it between, like, just under this line. So I'll have the flowers with the scallop, and not sure if those are spools of thread with the flowers. And I got the dullest scissors in the world because I use them for everything. Jan, this past weekend, there was a hop. I'll have to look her up. Completely king size, completely by hand. I will hand stitch, like I'll hand quilt some quilts, but I haven't done that in forever. Ever. Long time. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Think I can get 10 little pieces out of this? Or just, you know what? I'm going to do 5 pieces. So they don't all have to match, right? Did you say a hawk? Wait. When? No? Did I say a hawk? I would love to have a hawk. Okay, so I've got 4 bits of ribbon. I think for that I am going to use my wet glue. And what do you think? Underneath the ribbon, the full length lace, or do you want it? Oh, no, a hop on the weekend. A whole bunch of YouTube studioers who do amazing works were doing like video after video. Everybody had an hour kind of thing on Sunday. And there was one of the ladies from our group who made wire latches for her journals, but no, for her cards, so that she was doing Valentine cards, so that the heart would open up and it would close with a latch, a wire latch with beading on it. They were incredible. And then another lady was doing copper there go the hands again. Another lady was doing copper jewelry, and she was making the most stunning necklace. It was big and beautiful and definitely a power statement. She did just amazing, amazing things. Everybody did amazing, amazing things, but those are the 2 that really grabbed me because I haven't played with wire for so long, and I've got wire, and I was watching, and Laura did the magic wands, so there was a lot of wire wrapping, and it really, some beautiful, beautiful pieces. One day I'll get back to it, right? One day, one day, one day. Oh, Anne, another frugal thing. Ha, I knew there was something. Anne does Frugal Fridays for the PM Artist Studios, Jen. I saved my pen tips. I don't know if everybody else does, but these, like the ends of the pens, this part of the pens. And I use them like bead caps to make dangles for my journals. Instead of spending money on bead caps, I will use these. So there's another frugally tip for you for if you're lacking one for this week. Yeah, John, I'm going to end up sucking you into my world. You got to join this. You got to come here. You got to play this. Try this. Try this. You'll be sick of me by the end of the year. Oh, what was I using for bead caps? Pen ends. Like, you get these pen ends. So if I'm doing the dangles or whatever for the journals, whatever, you could definitely use these instead of spending a bazillion dollars on bead caps. They're not pretty, but you know what? They do the job. And I guess could always bling them up with oh, thanks, Jan. Maybe some rhinestones. Would rhinestones stick to that plastic? I don't know. Anyway. I'm going to take. Oh, scissors. Are these ones any better? My poor scissors, they do look great and they're shiny. And they save you money because chances are you've got old pens kicking around that you can use for that. Okay, Joni, catch you later. Maybe over at B&M's. Take care. Thanks for coming. Big hugs. So something like that on them? Or kind of like this more so? Maybe on the other side? Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. I've got two straight sides there. No, I haven't told you about the P&M lives. I'm breaking her in kind of slow and easy. But the P&M lives, Jan, she comes on at 3:00 today. So in an hour-ish. And they will teach you how to do your gel printing, like how to get those incredible, stunning, freaking layers that I don't do because I have zero patience. Believe it or not. I think I'm going to do it just like this. Little clips like that. And since we don't know which way is up or down, this kind of gives it a definition as to which way is up or down, unfortunately. So I'm going to stick it kind of sideways here. Yeah, I'm slowly sucking Jan into my world here. Her and her daughter were out visiting, and I got them into journaling, like making journals. So they took a course on it. And really, Jan, the groups that I belong to are safe. Yes, a person could spend an awful lot of time. But you know what, too, Jan? It's great background noise for when you're cooking and stuff or knitting. Isn't that rude? Was that just rude? This great background noise? I like having them on because when I'm listening, I'm getting more ideas. Ideas are always good. I either have videos like the YouTube videos on, or I have an audiobook on. I love audiobooks. I do more audiobooks than I do music. I find I can still think when I've got music going on. And who was it that was saying, was that yesterday? Or was that at a live? I was at probably maybe Becca's or Janet's, whatever. They were saying that somebody was watching, they were talking about Thanksgiving last fall, and she was going to be alone, or one of the ladies in the chat was going to be alone over Thanksgiving. So one of the other ladies made a date with her, and they had Thanksgiving dinner together online. And isn't that what this was created for? So that people aren't isolated and alone, that there's always somebody around to visit with, or isn't that the purpose of social media? To me, I think that's what it should definitely be. Am I dreaming again? Am I being crazy and getting carried away with a pipe dream when I say things like that? But Anne, doesn't that just show what our community, our crafting community is? Like how giving and caring and loving we are and supportive? Like I just think I just it just makes me so happy. So darn happy. Because you never know who's going to be alone, or what kind of things are happening in their life, and they just need that extra bit of knowing somebody's actually there for them. I could very well be a dreamer. Yes, exactly, Anne. Exactly. I'd read somewhere actually too that I believe it is in Tokyo, where some of the seniors who are on their own and alone and whatever, they have young people matched up with them, and they have meals over the computer every day. That they've signed on to be this elder support kind of thing. And so when I heard about that happening within our creative group, that it just made me very, very happy. Yeah, Jan, me too. Where people are all included, and I put my glue down. Yeah, it's this crafting community that we're a part of. There's a couple of groups that are just so supportive, and it's actually what we're talking about and wanting to be involved with. Yeah, that's true. I remember that, Anne. Oh, it's showing age. We've had a computer in our house since 1986 because we had it before we moved here. We've had computers. So those are kind of cute with the velvet, and I still might take a sequin, a butterfly sequin or something, and stitch it down on top of that. I think that could be fun. Oh, I've been on for an hour already. I am going to sign off because I just, figure an hour is lots of time. Yeah, that's when computers, I remember having to sign on and the do it through dial up and that screech you would get. And I remember my father in law being frustrated with it because it was a real learning curve for him. You're going over to Makers too, and I will be there as well this afternoon. Jan, please come and join us. You are welcome to be here anytime. This week I am doing every day, and then after this week I am going to be doing Tuesdays and Fridays at this time. 12:45. Going live at 12:45. Stop worrying the hands. I'm trying really hard. Oh, that's cool. I hope you enjoyed the movie. Anyway, I'm going to say off. Thank you very much for being here. Love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you later. And Jan, if you want to do a bit of a chat for the next little bit, that's cool too. Bye.